On June 16th, 2024, 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungaray made a decision that would change the course of her life and the lives of those she loved forever. She chose to do something a lot of preteens and teenagers do: sneak out of her home. On that fateful night, she allegedly came across the men on your screen, two undocumented migrants in their 20s named Johan Jose Martinez Range and Franklin Pena. Prosecutors say the duo allegedly asked Jocelyn for directions before leading her to a 7-Eleven convenience store and then onto a bridge where police say she was sexually assaulted and then killed. One of those alleged killers, Franklin Pena, is expected in court on Thursday to hear the capital murder charges against him and to possibly enter a plea. Both of those men accused of the crime are suspected of being members of the Venezuelan transnational criminal organization Tren de Aragua. Last week, the Houston ICE office announced it arrested 543 undocumented criminal migrants. The arrests also include 7 documented gang members. The operations were carried out over a single week at the end of December, and local law enforcement teamed up with the feds to carry it out. I want to bring in Jocelyn's mother at this time, that's Alexis Nungaray, to talk more about her daughter's case and the recent efforts by ICE to crack down on criminal gang members and public safety threats. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for Sunday on Prime. Thank you so much for having me. We just told your daughter's story. Obviously, it's heartbreaking. I was there in Houston in the moment it happened, and so to speak to you one-on-one is an honor, but also I recognize the seriousness of it. You just heard a lot of those stats that I broke down, specifically the fact that Houston Immigration and Customs Enforcement says it arrested more than 500 criminals that are right there in your area. What's your reaction to this, particularly knowing what happened to your daughter and the men who are accused of the crime?
It's pretty eye-opening. Houston is so big when it comes to people who come here throughout the states, people who attempt to come here who are not from the states. Just to know that that number is a high number, it's truly not. We've had so much immigration issues throughout the years and over the past years. It's a lot. So just knowing that in the past little bit of time, we've only taken that much, it makes me feel good to know that Jocelyn's story is being an eye-opener for Houston, for Texas, for really the entire nation to buckle down and to really protect our kids.
Since Jocelyn's murder, what have you learned about the Tren de Aragua gang? And in particular, what do you think about the Trump administration really taking a hard focus at transnational crime and the possibility that international gang members are here in America?
I think it sends a warning and it sends a message. You can't control what people do here as a whole. And young kids, middle schoolers are getting influenced by gang activity, gang influence, and knowing that they have listed TDA as a national terrorist organization, it's serious and we are in danger as a whole. And I'm really proud of the Trump administration for keeping their word and following through and making a change to better us as a community.
Yeah, and we've now seen videos of some of these alleged gang members being put on planes taken to El Salvador, heads shaved and thrown into jail cells. So I'm sure seeing videos like that might lift up your spirit, at least in some regard. Let me ask you about the news of the week, which is that one of your daughter's alleged killers will be in court. That's Franklin Pena. Any plans to actually be there for their arraignment? And if so, what are you expecting in that moment?
Yes, I usually do try to go to every arraignment, not simply to see their face. As of lately, the past couple months, it's kind of just been postponed and postponed. And I started school recently, so I haven't really been able to come to the latest ones. But like I said, the defense team has been pushing off every month. So I'm hoping that it doesn't get postponed again. It's been postponed since December, but it's really just kind of updates. We don't really know too much until we're there. It's kind of just getting updates from both teams, both sides. We won't really get more into details as to where we're going with it until a trial date hits.
Your bravery shows in moments like this when you come on national television to talk about your daughter. Does it have an impact, though, when you're actually in that court of law and looking at the alleged killers?
It provides a lot of strength on my end. I've seen their faces enough, and truly in my heart, I want to believe that with them being locked up in a small room every day, all day long, that they're thinking about Jocelyn. They're thinking about what they did. And I'm surely positive they wish that they didn't do that because they chose the wrong girl and they chose the wrong family in the wrong state to do their crime that they did it in. And I look forward to hearing when trial comes, when that time comes for them to hear everything that was laid out, all the evidence, and to ultimately have them hear their punishment.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.